Throughout my early childhood, I felt like my mom and dad couldn't always be there to support me, or so I thought. From a young age, I convinced myself that I needed to be perfect in every way possible to not add to my family's burden. From birth, my brother had been in and out of the hospital, and so I had to learn how to adapt quickly. I didn't want to be their biggest challenge, and I didn't want to add to it. They're already going through so much, the last thing I wanted to do was be a burden myself. During this time, the hospital visits were frequent, and we became all too familiar with the local charities. During this time, I was too ashamed to appreciate the help that we were given. Our community rallied behind us, and I was so stuck up in this realm of being afraid for asking for help. I was ashamed that our family was receiving help, let alone from strangers. At the time, life felt so out of control for me. I literally, my biggest fear then was not succeeding. I created this idea in my head that I needed to succeed no matter what, and that would be my way of not being a burden on my family. But thankfully, my brother's hospital visits slowed, and that chapter of our lives was something we could officially close. During that time, our family started to rebuild, but I was still left in the dust, not sure what to do with myself, still feeling this level of self-criticism that I'd never dealt with before. But as life comes with these ups and downs, soon after my brother started getting better and recovering, my mom developed an autoimmune disorder. And for those of you who aren't familiar with that, her autoimmune disorder ended up leaving her exhausted and tired and in a constant state of pain. And it was a huge struggle for our family. And during that time, I was too stuck up in my own world to realize what she was going through. It's something that I look back on now and wish I could have been more present for, but it's nothing I can change now. So taking you guys back with me to my 6th grade year, I had a super difficult English teacher. And this teacher, she handed out C's like they were candy. Getting an A meant pigs were flying somewhere. And in my mindset, success meant getting that A. And the fact that I couldn't get it just killed me. And during that time, all I wanted was my mom. But as I mentioned, she was dealing with her autoimmune disorder. And so the person who bandaged every scrape, every bruise, the person who was there for every class party, PTO meeting was there, but she was different. My mom became a shell of the person I once knew, and I just wanted her back. Once again, I was in a super dark place. Similar to how I felt when my brother was dealing with his illness, it was like we were back to square one. It's like we took 1 step forward and 2 steps back. And it was super harsh. And I honestly didn't know what to do with myself. And I didn't realize it at the time, but that was okay. It's super frustrating not being able to realize that it's okay to not succeed. But anyway, fast forward to high school, things got better. My mom got worse before she got better, but doctors did their jobs. And during that time, my family once again came back and rebuilt. But once again, I was left in the rubble, still not sure what to do with myself, still stuck in this idea, this mindset that my problems were my responsibility. It became my mantra. It's like this idea that these things were mine to deal with, and there's nothing much I could do about it. So, when college applications rolled around, I thought I'd tackle them on my own. This idea of going through Common App and FAFSA, for those of you who haven't applied in recent times, it's stinking hard, and doing it on my own was not a good idea. Trying to approach this unfamiliar challenge with absolutely no expertise was a daunting task, and I didn't know what to do with myself. And so I had to do the one thing that I feared most: ask for help. Asking for help has been my biggest no-no throughout all of life. I thought it reflected me as an imperfect person, this idea that if I'm perfect, I should be able to do this all on my own. And having to confront this fear that I had to ask for help was terrifying, but I had to go to college. I had to be here with you all today. And so in order to get there, I asked for help. I reached out to my guidance counselors, my friends even, and my parents, of course. And together, we got through it. It was a super big struggle, but in the end, I applied to schools and got in and had a great time with that. But towards the end of my senior year, my spring tennis season rolled around. And once again, I found myself in a super peculiar position. Tennis for me, as a player, it's all a mental game. And my mentality of being perfect does not mesh well with tennis. This idea that you can miss a shot and it be okay was not okay with me. No missed shots were okay with me, and that's something I wasn't ready to deal with. But this time, I had something on my sleeve. I could do something different. I could actually ask for help. And so I did. I asked my mom to help me find a therapist, to help me deal with these ideas of perfectionism and how am I going to address that? And they were the perfect resource for me. My mom found a super cool holistic therapist, and I found the one that worked best for me. And working with her, I gained tools that I use to this day to help deal with these issues. So that tennis season, it went well, but not because I played exceptionally better, but because I had the tools I needed to succeed. Every time I missed a shot, I was able to reaffirm myself that I'm worth it and that messing up isn't the worst thing in the world. And so we had a successful tennis season, and I had a darn good time. But all the credit goes to therapy. My skills may be second place, but therapy is that thing that really pushed me over the edge and allowed me to succeed there. But on that topic of credit, I genuinely need to give credit to my mom. My mom, through it all, I talked about her illness, made it seem like she wasn't there for me. But what I didn't realize is that I made her unavailable to me. The truth is, she was always there for me. And through all of our time together, she left me with a piece of advice that's just stuck with me through it all. She told me, if you were in your best friend's shoes, would you talk to him that way? Like this idea that I would not say the things that I say to myself to my best friend. You wouldn't tell your best friend that they're not good enough, or that you don't care about their problems, or that they're not worth it. You tell your best friend that you care about him and you want to see him do well, and you'd want to help him however you can. So I just needed to connect the dots and realize I need to treat myself like I'm my best friend. Once I put that together, things started to be a lot better. So even today, I admit it, I am not perfect. But when I come across these challenges, these negative voices that start coming into my head, I think about that and I think, my best friend would not talk to me this way, so I shouldn't either. So generally, challenges still face me to this day, and dealing with them is natural. But the reality is, what I've learned is that challenges only get harder when you mess them up in your head. Challenges are what they are. It's how you deal with it in your headspace that makes all the difference with how it's gonna get done. For me at least, when I see a problem, the first thing I do isn't directly how am I gonna address it, it's what mindset do I need to address it best. My only goal is to get through it in the way that's best for me mentally, because you can't do anything if your head isn't in the right space. Standing before you all today, even here today, this is a challenge. This challenge is something for me to overcome. I had to create this idea. I had to change my perspective and realize that I am enough. I am worth the time to speak before you all today and appreciate myself for it. Challenges always come. It's a fact of life. It's how you deal with it. It's how you look at it, how you can change your perspective to work around it that makes a difference. I'm no more qualified than anybody else to tell you how to deal with your challenges. What I can say is my mind is ready for the challenge. And I ask, are you? Thank you.